All right, we are live. Welcome into the stream. I am here with Ethan, kind of just discussing some football bets, not just today, but we can also discuss this weekend's bets as well in the NFL. But big slate starting about an hour in the college football world. I know, Ethan, you have quite a bit of, I think you have two noon plays that I saw. So I'm excited to get going on college football. And as always, we will always like to talk NFL. So happy to have you here and happy Saturday.
Yeah, happy Saturday to you. Best day of the week. Ready for another good college football slate today, NFL slate tomorrow. NFL kind of been struggling a little bit, had a huge week one and lost a little bit week two, broke even week three. But college football, 5-1 run last 2 weeks. So feeling good, hoping to keep it going today. A lot of plays I liked.
Yeah, if you're not following Ethan on Twitter, he is very active posting his college plays, including live college and NFL plays. So I actually jumped on two of your plays this morning. I saw that you were on Syracuse at the +7. I jumped on that one. And then I already took it. I got it at 74, which sucks. But the line is 72.5 right now in that over in Colorado, USC, which I saw you took. That one as well. So I sucked yesterday. I went 0-4 in college football. So I just decided to trust the hot hand. And I'm tailing you and I'm tailing a couple other buddies today. So not a whole lot of original thoughts from me in regards to betting. Besides, I hate it. Super square. But I have a lot of money on the Michigan over and a lot of money on Michigan -17. So I'll probably lose. I may go 7-2, but I'll be down multiple units because I think I have 5 units on both the spread and the over of Michigan. Not smart, but I'm not a smart man. So that's just kind of how it rolls. But hear me out on this Michigan game real quick before we get into a couple other games. So Michigan, the over-under in this game is 39.5 between Michigan and Nebraska, right? And I understand it. Michigan they haven't scored at all weeks 1 through 4. They played literally crap opponents in those 4 games. And they haven't got past, I think their highest was 36, maybe. I forget what it was, but in the 30s. They haven't got to the 40s yet. So I understand why the total's low. Nebraska, phenomenal run defense, terrible passing defense. So that's where Michigan could. But here's my thought process here. Because of the spread, and when it's like a super high spread and the over-under is pretty low, it usually means like you should probably take the underdog spread just because it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think Vegas thinks this game is going to be like 30-3. Like I think Vegas thinks this is going to be a blowout for Michigan, kind of like how Michigan's done all year. So I'm kind of tempted. I know I don't want to have too many eggs in one basket, but I'm kind of like tempted to take Michigan like -23.5, like an adjusted line, just because I think Vegas and I just think Michigan's going to kind of blow this one out of the water, but keep it like low scoring how they have been. So like a 33-3 type of game is kind of what I'm seeing, where the over wouldn't hit, which sucks for me. But I feel like the spread and the adjusted spread could be pretty tasty in this game. Again, I'm a delusional fan. I just kind of wanted to hear your quick thought on that thought process.
Yeah, well, you'll probably like this because I'm on the complete opposite side of the spectrum as you. I typically don't root for Michigan in any way, shape, or form, but I would definitely look for them covering the spread here. 0-4 to the spread, or 0-3-1, depending on what number you got last week. It can't last. I mean, I think Georgia too is 0-4 covering the spread, so both number 1 and number 2. At some point you're going to get value on Michigan and Georgia to cover. Wouldn't be shocked if it was this week. So I don't have a play on Michigan, but the only way I would look is at them covering. That's a low total.
Yeah, it was surprisingly low. And Michigan could very well score 42. Right. I could very well see that happening. So I took both, and I'll probably take an adjusted before kickoff. It's a 3:30 kickoff game. We do have a comment from Ben. Ben, we missed you today, but he has Nebraska money line. Ben, I hope you have a terrible time at your mother-in-law's craft fair. That's the last place I would want to be on a college football Saturday. But you were a much better son-in-law than I am. So hats off to you. You're doing it, my man.
Wyatt, 2 weeks son-in-law is already conceding.
Yeah. Well, they already know I'm a crappy son-in-law. So They did not. I sent a group chat out on our honeymoon to my wife's family. I took my ring off for. I just got married. I took my ring off for the first time, and I said "married to the game" on Saturdays, and I had all my Michigan stuff on. So that one did not go well with the in-laws. But
I love it.
yeah, yeah.
You gotta know what they're getting.
What'd you say?
You gotta know what they're getting themselves into.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're state fans too, so I
Mhm.
gotta enjoy my football season while I can and be as obnoxious as I can. Um, just looking at the college football slate, I know we've had two of the noon games already talked about. Is there any other games in the noon slate that's really jumping out of the page to you?
Well, quick, I just want to talk about the Syracuse play. Um,
Yep.
love Syracuse plus the 7 here. Main reasoning is because Clemson now has 2 losses. They're obviously Clemson comes in each year thinking they're a national championship contender, or at least a playoff contender. They're basically eliminated at this point, so I think it's just a horrible spot. I just picture myself, you know, just if I were playing for the team and my hopes and dreams were ended after 4 weeks, it'd just be a tough bounce back week. It's at Syracuse, kind of a tougher place to play. Syracuse looks pretty good this year, so just think the spot is horrible for Clemson. Wouldn't shock me if they still get a win. They're still gonna obviously want to win as many games as possible. Get like a New Year's Six bowl game or a good bowl game, but um, it wasn't their goal at the beginning of the year. So love the spot for Syracuse. Love that we're getting a full touchdown. It was sitting at 6.5 most of this week. Was waiting for that 7, so glad we got it. Other than that, um, Florida, Kentucky.
Yeah.
I am inches away from betting Florida in this game.
Really? Okay. I followed my buddy on this one, and I took Kentucky.
Okay.
Um, I I it, I just don't like Florida, to be honest. I'm just not a. I just have a vendetta against Florida, so it's a bad reasoning, but I don't love Florida, and I don't think Florida's real. I think Tennessee's frauds. So Florida's win over Tennessee, sure, that was good. I think it was at Florida. Um, and then who did Florida lose to at the beginning? Oh, Utah. And we've just discovered Utah is very bad. Well, not bad, but not a whole lot going on the offensive side of Utah. So I don't know. I like Kentucky at home, but yeah, I don't know. It's just more because I hate Florida, I would say.
Yeah, and my lean for Florida is again the spot. I think just favors them. They only beat Charlotte last week, 22-7. I think they were looking ahead to this game, so I think they probably did have a few extra days of prep. And then Kentucky has Georgia on deck, so they care about Florida. Obviously, it's a ranked matchup, but I think they could kind of want to shock the world and give Georgia a loss. So
Yeah.
I don't know. My guts tell me Florida. I don't know if I'm gonna make a play on that one. If I do, it's literally gonna be probably at 11:55. But yeah, I'm leaning Florida pretty heavy in this one.
Okay. I did take again. I not a whole lot of worst bets original thoughts today, which is probably the best for all you guys watching. But I did take Louisiana Lafayette +10 at Minnesota today at noon as well. Um, Not a whole lot of reasoning behind that, other than I'm following a buddy. But I do think did Minnesota just lose to Northwestern? Was that Minnesota who lost to Northwestern?
Yep.
Um, so that was bad. We all know Minnesota had a great year last year, mostly because of their star running back, Ibrahim or whatever his name was.
Yep.
Um, they're not very good this year. Their defense is not what it was last year. So I do like the ULL play at +10. I don't know anything about this team. I'm kind of just fading this the Gophers. Again, not a whole lot of just kind of tailing a buddy on that one, but I do have that. I forgot about that one that I have locked in. We have a comment from Ben. Go blue, go Sparty, go Buckeyes. I'm fine with the first two statements in there, Ben. The Buckeyes can go rot in hell. I don't even know who do they have a bye today? I did not see them on
They
the
do.
slate.
I think they do.
Okay.
As far
Yeah,
as
they
Michigan
better
State
rest up.
goes, Michigan State can lose. That's fine. Just give me the under.
Oh, Michigan State, Iowa,
Iowa.
right?
Yeah.
Dude, I kind of like State +10.5 in that game.
I mean, Iowa doesn't get separation, but
I don't
so
know if
here's my
Slate
issue
can
with
score
Iowa.
on them.
Right. My issue with Iowa, and I know you've already got burned by this in the Western game, scoring late. I don't know if we've talked about this on the show, but I heard that the head coach's son is Iowa's offensive coordinator, and he has to, in order to be retained for next season, he has to
Yeah.
score average amount of points per game.
Yeah, I think it's 24.
That's scary.
And they went that, so that I had that huge play on shoot,
Western,
what was it? The
right?
what?
Western Michigan.
Oh yes, Western Michigan, and they ended up scoring 40 something points in that game. And then everyone's like, "Oh yeah, their coach has a quota." And also, do you know their OC is the head coach's son?
Yeah.
So that's why they did a quota, because he's not going to fire his own son. It's actually the AD
Yeah.
had to do it. But yeah, they scored 0 last week. But then of course a 41. So I guess that makes them at 20 and a half. But yeah, that's a tough situation to be in. That's not
Yeah.
a fun spot for anyone. Sorry, quickly a couple comments. Ask for the 9 rounds. I'm watching College Game Day on my TV. Sorry, I didn't turn it off. You can see it in the little picture of my screen there. South Florida or Navy from Ben, and we also got Memphis or Boise State from Ben. To be honest, Ben, have not looked at either of these, but we'll look at them right now for you.
Ben's doing his college football pick'ems right now. I see.
I do see that. Okay, South Florida or Navy. I don't even see that.
I'll let you know, Ben. I don't kiss and tell, so best of luck.
Okay. I'm seeing South Florida is at Navy. Over under is, or sorry, Navy's -4 at home. Over under is 54 and a half. I know nothing about South Florida, and the only thing I know about Navy is that game 0 against Notre Dame. I have nothing. I don't know. I would lean, I guess, South Florida just because I don't love Navy, but I think that might be a little square in that. I have no idea what South Florida's record is, so no
South
idea.
Florida kept it close in a monsoon with Bama.
They did. Yeah, I can't. I took the Bama minus. That was a bad game for me. I took Bama minus 34 in that. Not great. Let me pull up the records real quick, Ben, so I can get you a better detailed version here. Okay, South Florida's 2-2. Again, you talked about a 17-3 loss to Bama. They smoked Rice, or beat Florida A&M, I think, and then lost to Western Kentucky. Navy just lost in a close one to Memphis, beat Wagner, lost to Notre Dame. Ooh, I love USF. I'm just looking at it. 327 pass yards allowed for USF, but Navy doesn't pass. So 88 rush yards allowed for USF. I think they could shut down Navy. So I'm going to go USF +4 in that. That was my quick analysis.
What's your straight up pick? Who wins the game?
Oh, is it have to be straight up? Oh
Yep.
boy, I'll go USF on the as the underdog.
Yeah, Ben. The picks this week are tough.
In regards to Memphis, Boise State. Memphis is a 3-point favorite at home against Boise State. Memphis is 3-1. Boise State's 2-2. Ooh, this gonna be a close one. I'll go. Love the over in that game. I don't think that helps you at all, though. I'll go Memphis on that one. Don't love it.
Yeah, Ben. In all honesty, I don't know either. The picks this week are basically impossible.
Yeah. If you didn't watch our last show, we did talk about the ranked matchups this weekend. Me and Ethan were a little bit wrong on Utah. I know I bet it. I don't think Ethan, you bet that game, but yeah, we are wrong on Utah, but we do have our predictions on our latest episode for the Colorado USC game. We have what else is the ranked games?
Ole Miss, LSU,
Ole Miss,
Duke,
LSU, Duke, Notre Dame, and then there's one more I'm missing. But yes, Kansas, Texas. So if you want those, you can go check out that last game. Do you want to get into the NFL a little bit? Or do you want to stay on college football?
I'll touch one more college football, and I'll just go quick, but we talked about it in our last show. I know now we're both on Stanford plus the points. Talked to you a little bit last night, Wyatt, on chat, but realized Oregon has a bye next week before their gauntlet of a schedule, which initially made me nervous. I was bummed I didn't see that earlier. However, then I got to thinking, you're a bunch of college kids. Like, think about when you were in college the week before winter break. Did you really give a damn about what you were doing?
Yeah.
Not really. So I think it actually helps the spot for Stanford here. It almost makes me like it even more. I haven't locked that play in yet because I'm going to wait right before kickoff, just hoping I can get it plus 28. I don't think it's going to go back to 27 or at least not 26 and a half. So, yeah, that might be a 3-unit play for me, which I think would be tied for my biggest play of the college football season. But love some Stanford.
Yeah. And it's a weird line. I mean, Stanford is terrible. They're just not good. They're a bad Pac-12 team. They're a bad just Power 5 team. Probably one of the worst Power 5 teams. And you can get Oregon under 4 touchdowns like that. You would think the line would make sense if it was 28 and a half. That would make sense. 27 is a super weird number, and I don't know. Yeah, I agree. Even with the bye, I still, like you said, I still like it. We had one bye when I played in college, and I just know during that bye weekend, we got extremely intoxicated and just like we let loose. And I don't remember what we were like the game before the bye, but I know we were all looking forward to that 1 week off. Just not doing anything and drinking way too much alcohol. So
the way I'm looking at Oregon is they just finished all their exams. Basically, they beat Colorado, embarrassed Colorado. They got A's on all their exams. Now they have 1 week of studying before a week off. They're basically going to take this week off, make it an extended 2-week bye, and then get into their tough quote unquote classes. So that's just kind of the way I'm seeing it. I hope I'm right, but
one other thing, not about the game, but about college football. Michigan State, like this would have been a great, if they had a good squad, this would have been a great scheduling year for them. This is their second night game. Is this maybe even their third night? I think it's their second night game, but Michigan State's always on prime time these days. And this is too bad they're just not a great organization. Currently.
I wish they'd get buried in the noon slate and no one would even pay attention to them and move on.
Yeah, they're on, and Michigan State, Iowa. That's almost as bad as next week's Thursday night game. I'm going to take Michigan State honestly at plus 10.5. I love it. I think Michigan State might win outright, and this is a game that Michigan State just wins out of the blue, like out of nowhere. And there's not going to be many of those this year. Also, Michigan State versus Michigan scares the crap out of me as a Michigan fan, but I don't know. Iowa, we know Iowa's not good. So obviously Michigan State's not good either, but I don't know. I think I might dabble. It depends how the slate goes this morning and this afternoon, but come 7:00 tonight, you may see a tweet coming out from me taking Sparty plus 10.5.
Oh boy.
And am I going to regret that? Probably a lot. Oh boy.
I mean, it should be low scoring, so every point that you're getting probably holds a lot of value.
That's true.
More value than what you're getting in the Colorado game.
Yeah, I can't believe that game's at noon.
I know. I do love the under or the over in that game. I think it will hit. I think it's the right side, but I'm also just pumped to root for mid 70s points in that
70
game.
points, yeah.
Can't wait.
I mean, we need Colorado to score in that game.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I think USC can get to 60. I just don't know.
You should just put 40 up on their scoreboard right now.
Yeah.
See what they can do from that.
Exactly. Comment from Ben. You have no clean boxers. What do? Wear your wife's underwear, wear dirty boxers, or go commando? Depends what I'm wearing for Like if I'm wearing jeans, I just wear dirty boxers. If I'm wearing shorts, like athletic shorts, I just go commando. Totally depends on what I'm wearing on the outside.
I have a buddy who opts for the swimsuit. He's worn it under his jeans to the bars before.
A swimsuit? Oh, good God. It's definitely, I don't think a answer ever is wife's underwear. That's
No.
never the answer. That wouldn't even cover anything.
Yeah.
Khaki shorts. Ooh, that's pretty much like jeans. I'd go dirty underwear.
Yeah.
Dirty underwear doesn't really freak me out at all.
No, me either.
I've got a couple days wearing the same pair of boxers.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
always
if you don't
got
sweat, like super sweat in them, like yeah, sure, I might sleep in them and be in them to like the next day, like at until like 5 p.m. maybe. I could wear them for 36 hours.
I'll pack maybe 5 pairs for a 3-day weekend. I'll wear like 1 to 2.
That is true. That's one thing I always overpack on is underwear.
Yeah. I saw a post once that said like, why do people pack underwear like they're gonna shit themselves twice a day?
Yeah,
So true.
and the only yeah, not to be on this, but the only time I could ever justify wearing more is like if you're like going on runs every morning and like sweating your ass off. Like that's
Right.
disgusting if you're still wearing the same underwear after that. Anyways, again, for those in the chat, if you have any of the games you want us to talk about, let us know. I kind of want to jump over. I haven't even looked at the NFL yet, and I don't know if we're gonna do anything tomorrow morning. I just wanted to quickly jump over to the NFL. We do have an early game tomorrow, a London game between the Falcons and the Jags. We did have a whole episode out on all of our game predictions in the NFL this week, but there's a couple games I'm still excited about that I wanted to quickly touch on. That Bills Dolphins line has yet to move. Are we
Mhm.
still riding Bills? We're still pretty high on Bills on that one.
Still love the Bills. I think it's a pro or a sharp versus public divide in that game. I think public's all over Miami, pros are all over Buffalo. So I think that's probably why the line is just stuck where it is. But yeah, I'm still pretty confident in Buffalo. Wrote about it in my article yesterday. I think I said, what was it, 31-20, Buffalo.
Okay.
My
Yeah,
score
I
prediction.
I was kind of hoping the public was gonna have a little bit more money on this game, so I was kind of hoping Buffalo would kind of come down to like a pick 'em almost. I said on that show that I was just gonna do a money line in this game. I think originally I was just gonna do Miami plus 2.5, just because I think it's gonna be a close game. But really, I just want Buffalo money line, but minus 140, it's still doable. I was just really hoping that was gonna get down to like minus 120. It still
Right.
might. There's still a little bit of time, but yeah, I think you're right. I think the reason that line's staying is because some sharps are definitely on Buffalo in that game.
Right.
Uh,
You have
I
a quick
saw.
comment too.
We have a what?
I'm just doing a quick comment
Oh, okay.
from Asker. This is Ethan, 10K or know the Krabby Patty secret formula? I don't know the Krabby Patty secret formula. So, do I owe him 10K?
I think so. I think the Krabby Patty secret formula is actually crab meat. I did
Is that
see
what it
that.
is?
I think it's one of the yeah, fan theories is that the Krabby Patty secret formula is actually crab. That's why his daughter's a whale. He just cooks up all of his real offspring.
Mm,
It's a pretty
okay.
dark one.
Well, I think you just saved me 10K. Final answer.
Now I don't know how they cook it. I don't know
Right.
how much time they put it in the oven. I don't know, but yeah. I did see a thing on Twitter by a couple guys. Everyone's saying that there's no way in hell the Vikings lose this game. Does that mean we can just kind of throw the Vikings kind of like what did we used to do that with? I forget. Remember the one team? It was a women's team that we just put their money line in with everything. Was that
South
the woman?
Carolina basketball.
Oh, it's South Carolina basketball. Is that kind of how Minnesota is this week?
I don't think
Bryce
so.
Young is confirmed playing.
Yeah, so I love that. I'm nervous. I'm getting a little nervous. I've heard people like pros are on Carolina plus the points.
Okay.
which makes me nervous. I'm nervous I might get jumped by all your friends if this doesn't hit for us. So
I mean, it's minus 220 now, I think. I mean, that's just, even if it doesn't hit, that's just called value.
exactly, it's a great number. Um, yeah, I'm even debating. I mean, Panthers money line is almost plus 200 at this point, so you could even come back with a little bit on the Panthers if it
Right.
starts getting out of hand. But I'm gonna ride it. I mean, like you said, good value. But to answer your original question, I don't think I would be throwing them in every
Okay.
parlay possible.
Okay. Ben's clarifying asker's question. He says it was either have 10K or know the formula. Like,
Oh,
do you want that information or $10,000?
I'll take the 10K because it sounds like maybe the secret's out. If it was
Secret's
just
out.
my secret to know, I could probably make money on it. But I'll take the 10K if it's not exclusive to me and me only.
I like it. All right. So that's, yeah, I mean, I think the Vikings are going to win. I just saw a lot of people just saying it's a can't lose game for Minnesota, which they were saying in week 2 and in week 3, and they lost both of those. So,
Right.
yeah,
I mean, offensively, I just don't think Carolina can keep up. It's kind of what I'm thinking here. I do think Carolina has the better defense, but they just kind of got shredded by Seattle, which to me is a similar offense to Minnesota. I don't know. I'm happy it's Bryce Young. I would have been way more nervous with Andy Dalton. I probably would have come back and put some money on Carolina if Dalton was the starter. Yeah, I think they win Minnesota.
we messaged a little bit, but we didn't even talk about Thursday's game. What was obviously a beautiful game from Detroit there. I just did a write up on I forget where I posted. I think it was Worst Bets. I was looking at the remainder of Detroit's schedule. Obviously, Lions smoked the Packers on Thursday night. Lions, I guess, own Green Bay in Lambeau and in Detroit. I think they've won 3 straight total against the Packers. They have the ability to sweep them again this year. I think that'll be the first time in like, I don't know, since the 70s or 80s, something like that. So huge win from Detroit. News of Jameis Williams coming back. I was looking at their schedule. Their win total right now is sitting at 10.5. And I know we can't, I look way too ahead all the time, especially with Detroit, and I should just take it week to week. And I'm kind of riding a high after that Thursday night win. But I was looking at their schedule. 10.5 wins is what their line is right now. They were sitting at 9.5 pre-season. We didn't expect them to win against the Chiefs. They did. They did lose against Seattle. We knew they were going to start 1-1, but 10.5 right now. I went through their whole schedule. I got them at 13-4 to finish, and that maybe. I mean, I may have squeaked in a win right there, but I think 12-5. Anything less than that is, I just can't really see it happening. And we can get it at 10. I was just really surprised at that 10.5 line. I don't know if you looked at the rest of the schedule. Am I just delusional right now or riding a high, or is that a really good line?
So I think it's a good line. I dug pretty deep into their schedule too after you sent that over and after I read your post. I agree. My only issue, and this is just me personally, I just can't get myself to bet when I could have gotten a better number
Right.
earlier.
Right.
That's my only issue. So I just know if they do go 10-7, I'd be kicking myself for taking it with less value than what it was initially. Yeah, and I think we probably thought there was a good. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think 2-2, 3-1 was probably the expected start to this year. It's tough. I mean, I do think it hits. I think they win 11 games, but I would almost just keep an eye on it and hope Detroit gets caught somewhere and goes back to 9.5. I
Yeah.
don't know. So their schedule does look pretty easy. I mean, if they beat Carolina and Tampa, it's not going back to 9.5. So
Right.
yeah, I don't know. I can't get myself to personally bet it, but I do
Right.
think it hits.
That's a good thing. And you're a pretty big live better. I'm usually not, just because I'm not very successful. But that's a good thing you just mentioned. I am the same exact way. If you could have gotten a line better, I have a really hard time taking it again at a worse line, which is why I really suck at live betting, because like even last night, like there was no way in hell I was going to take Oregon State minus 7.5 when I could have got on pregame up 4.5. And then
Yeah.
I seem to always lose that because I try to take the other side, and
Yep.
especially when I live bet over unders, which is a terrible idea. At least for me, I just don't have a whole lot of success. I have the same problem. Like I'm like, why would I take a live under that's 10 points less than what it was pregame? And then I always seem to like be on the wrong side of that. But yeah, I'm in the same boat, and I just have a hard time. Yeah, I'm just not a great live better. I need to just. I'm too emotional when I live bet. Like I'm just too caught in the new line. Like, oh, I got another touchdown on this. Like that's
Right.
free. Like that's
The
and
thing I do that kind of helps me with that is I make an opinion before going into the game, and then unless my opinion is just like way wrong, I just don't change it. So it's like if I was looking
okay,
for
yeah,
Oregon State last night and just hoping I got added value, I'll never flip over to Utah,
okay,
or unless it's just I don't know. That's kind of the way I try to
yeah.
do better
I mean,
with that.
that's a good way to look at it. I was trying to just go in. I was originally thinking Utah, and then obviously you could get Utah at a better line. So I guess that's kind of why I did it. But yeah, that's a good way to look at it, I guess. If you go in with it, as opposed to just going in and trying to see what team's better and then go from there. That's always tough. But
Right.
um, yeah, I do have one take that I originally did on our Thursday episode that I completely changed on, and I know you were thinking about it as well, but you ultimately went with the under in this game. I'm going to take the Bengals over in the Bengals heavy this weekend. I think you briefly stated that one of these games the Bengals were going to explode. I think it's this game, and I'm pretty heavily convinced on that. I think Bengals go for 40 points. So I will be. I'm starting T. Higgins in a couple leagues. Um, I don't have Joe Burrow, but I would contemplate starting Joe Burrow if I had him, even though he's had a tough go at it this year. I think this is the week that Cincy gets it going, and they are on the road. They're at Tennessee. Tennessee, a miserable secondary. I don't know. Everything's adding up from in my head. So I'm going to flip on my original decision that I did on Thursday. In case any of you guys were curious if I still have the same thoughts, I do not. I'm pretty high on Bengals, which I think I was earlier, but I love the over in that game. I just think they're going to explode.
Yeah, I've actually, in a little way, flipped over to Tennessee in that game, just because I've heard and seen that the Bengals are the most public side in the NFL this week, which makes me
Really?
nervous.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm just a
So
public bettor. I guess that's just who I am.
I couldn't play 2.5 with Tennessee, but I don't know. That game, I don't like it. Last year, I remember my worst week in the NFL was because of this matchup, Bengals Titans, where I went all in. It was that Derrick Henry fumble on the goal line, Treylon Burks touchdown. That game, I had the over. I had Titans. I had Derrick Henry to score, none of which hit. So I'll be staying away from this game. I'm still scarred.
We got a comment from Ben. Line has moved a whole point in the Raiders Chargers game. I don't remember what that opened at. What did that open at?
It was 5.5. What is
Okay.
it now? 4.5?
I'm seeing 5, but there might be 4.5 somewhere out there. Yeah, I didn't bet it, but I did take the Raiders at plus 5.5 earlier on the Thursday show. So happy that was maybe the right side according to where the money's coming in on. Yeah, that's an. I don't love the Chargers this year, to be honest, and I know you're pretty down on the Chargers. That was the one win in the Lions schedule that could very well be a loss, and probably most people are putting down as a loss that I actually put as a Lions win at the Chargers to get them to 13-4.
Yep.
I just don't think they're very good.
Did that come through?
I heard a little bit, yeah. The Chargers just don't play defense. And yes, they have an explosive offense, but they also just lost their second best wide receiver. I don't know. I think Detroit can easily win that game. I don't think that's a stretch saying Detroit is going to win that game on the road still. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's a stretch either. It's after Detroit's bye too, so the travel spot isn't as bad as what it could be.
Did I tell you about my Niners Cardinals bet?
I
I
don't
know
believe.
you're on. Okay, I know you're on the Cardinal. Or we're all in the Niners. That's our squad ride. The Niners -14. So I owe my brother-in-law $500 for a plane ticket, like in March, um, just because I didn't have the money, and he fronted it for me, and I had to pay him back. Obviously, he has given me the option of kind of a risk-free option, which I think he's gone up quite a bit in his DraftKings account. He's the guy that keeps hitting those plus 1,000 overtime props. So he's gotten quite a bit in there. I think he's getting a little cocky, but he said if I give him a bet, he's going to put all 500 on that. And then if it hits, I don't owe him. And if it loses, I still just only owe him 500. So it's a risk-free bet for me. He can potentially go down, $500. I put it all on San Fran -14. I
Hey,
originally sent him the text to put it on Lions money line, retracted the statement, and then
oof,
changed it to 49ers -14. So hindsight's a bitch, but yeah. So I potentially could be $500 richer in a way. I won't have that money. I just won't owe it. And I put it
yeah.
all on 49ers -14, which terrifies me because it's a 14-point spread in an NFL game for a team that just beat the Cowboys outright as they were close to, what were they, a 12-point underdog?
Yep.
So yeah, 49ers -14. I am in a way invested for $500 this weekend.
I love it. I love it more than I did when we gave it out for the squad ride.
I'm seeing like 38-13. I got that in my head, 38-13.
I mean, the Cardinals, if they don't cover each week so far, if they don't beat the Cowboys outright, which, I mean, I just don't think the Cowboys really prepped for them too hard. I
No.
think they just got caught sleeping. So, I mean, this line's what? At least 17, I'd
Yeah,
say.
17 and a half probably, yeah.
And the Niners aren't going to overlook them because it's a divisional game.
Right.
This kind
At
of reminds
home.
me of the playoff game where I believe they were like a 9.5 point favorite against Seattle, where it was a little bit close in the first half and then they just pull away in the second. It's kind of what I see in this one.
And also kind of with that Cowboys game helping us not only on the spread going down for the Niners, but also I kind of think the Niners and the Cowboys have a very similar defense. They have a phenomenal pass rush. Secondaries, I think about equal. So the Niners can look at that tape from last week and see how a defense extremely similar to them got beat up by a terrible Cardinals organization. So yeah, the more I'm looking at it, I like it a lot. I just really wish I put it on the Lions money line. I mean, that's just what happens with but yeah, I love it. I'm thinking like 38 to 38-10, 38-7, 38-13 type of game.
Yeah.
I I love it. Quick comment from Ben. Didn't know Quentin Johnson got hurt. Neither did I. That's news to me. So
Did he?
that's what Ben has in the comments. I guess that might be part of the reason the line has moved down. Down
Eckler's
makes
out.
What'd you say?
And so is
Oh,
Derwin
Eckler's
James.
out. God, hey, Zach
Derwin James.
Eckler's played one game this year. First
Mhm.
year I draft him, he's played one game. Ugh,
That
damn it.
hurts me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be injury related. Which I guess that helps me because I picked up Josh Palmer to replace Eckler in my lineup this week. So wide receiver 2, it's got to be right. And they're running out of options there. Keenan, Palmer, Everett.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they have another little wide receiver out there. They seem to have so much wide receiver depth every year. Like Palmer came out of the blue last year because of Williams and Keenan kind of being banged up. But yeah, I mean, I know I'm on the sleeper app. I don't know if you have that app. But yeah, he was like the hottest pickup this weekend on the waivers or traded for was Josh Palmer. But
Really?
um, just going back to college football, looking at the line right now, looks like Colorado or USC has moved up to a -22-point favorite, and the over has moved up to 73. So that just means a bunch of people like you and me are throwing money on the obvious over
Yep.
and the obvious spread. I still kind of like Colorado. I'm not going to touch it, but again, we talked about I still kind of like Colorado plus. Are you can get a plus 22 now? I'm not going to touch it because USC should win this game by 50, but
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not touching Colorado. I just hope it's back and forth, score, and USC wins by 12 or more.
it
My
looks
hope
like
here.
Syracuse might go up to 7.5 here shortly,
Oof.
which sucks. But I mean, we have the push. I don't. It's at -105. It's at +7. So if that gets anywhere lower than that, it's going to go to 7.5.
Yeah, and that's where I got it at was
Oh, you got -105.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
That's
Maybe
better.
it's just. I think I got it at -115 on my bookie.
Okay.
But,
I'm gonna check some other sites here. See.
yeah.
Where we're looking.
Ooh. Louisiana Lafayette dropped a whole point +9 now. That's a nice little
Wow.
+10 buy in there. God, I love the line movement right before a game.
I do.
It's just
When it goes
beautiful.
my way.
Yeah.
If it doesn't. Let's see.
Michigan back down. It was at 40.5 this morning. It's back down to 39.5. That terrible. Like, why is that so low, man? Michigan has never been in a game where the total has been in the 30s.
Right.
Maybe like back with Tate Forcier, Rich Rodriguez. God.
Yeah, I'm still seeing some Cuse +7 -110 available. So
Okay. Yeah, it's probably gonna hold then. That'll be beautiful. You got that at +7.5.
yeah, which it was. There was a short time on Caesars that it was 7.5 this morning.
Okay.
Went to grab it, it was gone. There's a +7 -108. Let's see what Caesars has now.
Just really surprised that Stanford line's holding at 27.
I see FanDuel has 27.5.
Okay.
Oof. Caesars has Syracuse +7 at even odds. So it could move, but whatever. We have the push.
Yeah. The push is on as long as we have the hook or the push. Yeah.
Yeah, God, if we could get Stanford at 28, that'd be beautiful. Did you bet that one already, or are you holding out?
I'm holding out. It's not going to go down, so I'm just going to hold out till kickoff.
Yeah.
I just can't really see that. Even like if someone sees 26.5 for Oregon, they're going to smack that. So
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Kind of hope that goes up.
I'll flip back to the NFL for just a minute.
Yep.
I know I gave it out and I was pretty high on it. I think it made my big three, but as we get closer and closer to kickoff, I love the Rams money line this week. It's a pick 'em, so spread money line, whatever. But yeah, I think Colts are overvalued after that win last week. They have a division game on deck. Rams are probably looking to avenge that loss to Cincy last week, get back on track. So yeah, I think the Rams are better defensively. I think probably a little bit better offensively as well. So love the Rams. One of my favorite plays tomorrow.
Yeah, I think I originally said Colts just because it was ugly. But yeah, I think Richardson is back for Indianapolis. So yeah, I mean, I could easily switch over to the Rams. I mean, honestly, I've sucked in the NFL, so we'll see. But yeah, I mean, I like it. We have we haven't even talked about it really. We talked about it briefly on the show, but Chiefs Jets Sunday night. Were the Chiefs always -9?
9.5.
Okay.
It was 9.5, I think, for the show. I like the Jets.
Ooh. Other line weren't the Giants favorites back? They're +2 now.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw they +1 yesterday.
Huh. I mean, it makes sense. Why the hell were the Giants favored in that game?
So gross, but I'll be on the Giants in that game. That line still makes sense.
The over-under is a disgusting 47 for a Giants team that has no offense. That's someone knows something in that.
And I like the over too.
Yeah, me as well. I did take the over in Penn State this morning just because it's Penn State Northwestern. I mean, Northwestern can't score. Penn State might have the best defense in the country. Over-under is 47.
Really?
I don't get it. So I took the over. Penn State might score 48. Cowboys, Pats still sitting at 6. I'm just quickly looking at these lines. Saints and it's always it might have been 2.5 earlier. It's at 3 now.
It was 3.5 actually.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Interesting.
Do you have any feeling? Sorry, we're kind of jumping around.
No, you can jump.
Any feeling on game that starts here in 20 minutes? Texas A&M, Arkansas.
To be honest, haven't looked at it. Texas A&M 6.5 on the road.
And they have Bama on deck.
I mean, I would highly lean Arkansas. I didn't know A&M was bad. I mean, I know Arkansas is not great, but Arkansas is battles. They have KJ Jefferson, who's a playmaker. I don't know anything about A&M. I didn't realize they were that good to be a 6.5 point favorite.
I know.
Yeah, I'd probably smack Arkansas plus 6.5.
That's what I like. You know A&M wants to beat Bama. And they probably feel like they can this year.
Yeah. Yeah, Arkansas. You heard it here, boys. Arkansas plus 6.5. I'm locking it in. Ask her the 9 rounds. How is the game going? It's still college game day. Still college game days on the screen. Purdue.
Ooh, Stanford plus 27.5 minus 108 on my bookie. I like it.
Okay, let me lock in this this Arkansas bet. I like that. Plus 6.5. Let's do it. I wonder what my bookie odds are always terrible. Ooh, Penn State down to minus 26.
Really?
It's a 4-0 cover team there.
So I've let you know multiple times I've always been like more bigger NFL than college football. I've been loving college football this year.
Really?
Definitely coming closer, yeah. And I feel like I get a lot of stress over the NFL. I just feel like I should be so good at it that when things don't go my way, it just stresses me out. So
yeah, I feel like you should. Like, I feel like there's less variables in the NFL. Like, it's
yeah.
I agree. College is kind of a shit show, but where the hell is this line? Oh, plus 6.5 minus 105. Give me that. All right, I locked that one in. I have way too many wagers again today. Plus 6.5 versus A&M. Okay. All right, lock that in. Upload a short promoting that koozie, and it has one view from me. Why is YouTube cancer? Ben, social media is a nightmare sometimes. Wow, great find on Arkansas. I'm very happy about that one.
Yeah, I like it.
Very happy. I follow this guy. I don't know if you follow him at all on Twitter. Vegas Refund.
I've seen his posts. I'm not sure if I follow him, but
he's a better college guy than NFL. NFL just lets you know he took Packers plus 2.5, so he's a coward. But college, he has Kentucky today, Purdue as a pick'em. I haven't even looked at Purdue. Q's plus 7, and then University of Southern Alabama plus 2.5. In case you were wondering, he went.
I do like South Alabama.
Okay. Who the hell's Purdue playing that they're a pick'em? Oh, Asker, we really appreciate you being here every day, man. I appreciate it, brother.
Asker, I don't know if you've seen on our website, but you are your name is listed at bettergreen.com as a listener of the month, I believe.
Really? Let's go.
Yeah.
That a boy, Asker. Who's Southern Alabama playing?
Is
it a night game?
No, it's a noon game. James Madison.
Oh, that's why I can't see it. Can't bet Virginia and Virginia, these cowards. Go comment on to get a koozie. Yeah, go comment over there for also we had something in our last videos, a comment of your best bet for a free koozie as well on our NFL video. So go ahead and check that comment out as well, or comment on that video as well. Our Thursday video, our NFL video.
Yes.
So we had one comment. So if you give us a better bet, that koozie could be yours, my man.
Yep. Looks just like so.
Yeah, beautiful. I got one downstairs as well. All right. Do you have anything else to do or to say before we wrap this up? Game starting in about 15 minutes here. I got to cook up one quick prize picks with, in case anyone's wondering, JJ McCarthy over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Lock it in. Also, Caleb Williams 353 passing yards. I might take it.
How much?
353.
That sounds
It's
fun.
a lot. It's a lot. It sounds fun. It sounds fun. It's a lot. But he could also have 300 at halftime and not play the second half.
I have one more thing I will bring up. I don't know why I just thought of that, but do you have Caesars Sportsbook?
I do. I don't have any money in it, but I do have it.
Okay. I see they have an NFL Super Boost for tomorrow. It's even odds. Wait, where'd we go here? It's Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, both have 50-plus receiving yards. I've been burned.
Diggs 50-plus.
Every boost that I've basically taken this year.
Yeah.
Diggs has gone over every game. Hill had a 40-yard game against New England, but has flown over in the others. I don't know what to do.
I mean, I love Diggs. I have Diggs receptions tomorrow. I think he's sitting at like 6.5, maybe 5.5, 6.5. I just don't know. So remember I said I might be live tomorrow talking fantasy before Sunday's games, but I originally was going to take Tua over T-Law and Kamara over Ridley. I think I'm going to bounce back and be an idiot. I think I'm going to do T-Law with Ridley. Forgot Ridley's playing his old team. T-Law. Right. I'm just really worried about the Dolphins with Buffalo. And I think I might regret it, but I think I got to do it.
Yeah, I don't know. That's tough. But I do kind of like that revenge spot for Ridley. I could see him having a day.
What did Ben just say? What do you think, boys? Ask her for fan of the month on the website for September.
Absolutely.
Yes. Correct. Asker deserves it. Asker's been here all the time, commenting, showing some love.
Yeah, it's really not even a close race.
Yeah.
I did want to bring one more thing up. I should have brought this up when we were talking Minnesota, but I forgot. I did do a somewhat of a hedge on Carolina. I don't know if you have PointsBet, but they are, for whatever reason, giving me $2 free bets every day for the rest of the year.
Really?
So it's only $2, but yeah. So I cooked up. Oh, it has to be a same game parlay.
Okay.
But I cooked up Carolina money line, Thielen to score against his old team, and Hockenson to score at plus 2,500. So if I can get both those guys to score, then I could break even on Vikings. But
yeah, I need to log into that and see if I can get that. I know they give like super boosts every day at 5 p.m., but I don't have any money in there. Yeah. So maybe I can just get some $2 free bets.
I believe everybody gets them for the rest of the year. So,
well, that's just a beautiful piece of knowledge. I appreciate it. Asker the Nine Realms is sumo wrestler of the month. I would love to see you in a sumo diaper. If you could send that over to the show, you'll get free whatever you want. Send yourself a picture in a sumo diaper over to Better and Green, and you'll get a free anything we have. You get it for free.
You'll get a Better and Green sumo diaper.
Yes.
We'll trade it.
You know what? You'll be on the podcast.
Yeah.
If you come and do on the show.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, you got anything else to add before we close out here?
Nope, I don't think so. 10 minutes before kickoff, I'm getting that heart rate up a little bit. Feel like I need to go put in a shit ton of bets in the next 10 minutes. So
Yeah, me as well. It's a little less stressful than 10 minutes before NFL kickoff because I'm usually
yeah,
messing around with my fantasy lineup. But
right.
yeah, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Asker, we appreciate you as always. Good luck on all your bets today. Keep looking at our Twitter, both Ethan and mine's, probably Ethan's, because he is a much more active and better tweeter and better than I am. So go ahead and check us out on Twitter as well. We appreciate you guys for tuning in, and we may see you tomorrow. I may hop on for a quick fantasy update before tomorrow's games, but we appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time, guys. Thanks.